We're back with some leaks Chunkman, and last time 2 chunks got completed. And today I'll show you what will happen with the new chunk, the West Lumbridge Swamp. Turns out that if you have a furnace, copper and tin available, the game makes you grind for level 70 smithing and mining to make adamant bars. This is such a ridiculous grind that even with the 8 times experience boost giving me around 15,000 smithing experience per hour, it'll still take me around 50 hours of constant mining, smelting, and smithing. For my sanity, and not for having me stuck here for weeks in leagues, I'm gonna just change the rules and I'm gonna backlog it and make it so the grind becomes 55 mining and 50 smithing to smith a mithril bar instead. Quite the grind still, especially only having a bronze pickaxe available, but it's pretty doable in a day. Anyway, enough said, let's get to the chunk. I run over to the shack by the shore to grab some gloves for the best in slot hands, and I can mark off that as completed. The Restless Ghost I don't have to do because it's already completed, of course. And then I just head over to the East Swamp Mine and start the grind. Because of the hammer in my inventory, I can only mine 13 copper and 13 tin. So I do that, and then I use the home teleport, which does not have a cooldown in leagues. And then I run over and smith it into 2 plate bodies and a kite shield, and I'll drop them while running all the way back and repeating the process. After many hours of occasional distraction, I fill my 50-second inventory of ores and I reach the required level. So I run over to the mithril ores and slowly hack away at them, only to get interrupted by a drunken dwarf. But after the little snack, I disconnected. After 2 minutes of trying, I finally get my single piece of mithril ore and I home tally to smith it into a bar. Apparently, by unlocking the clue compass, I can teleport to the Lumbridge Swamp Cave without needing a rope. And this adds some tasks to the chunk, namely a level 33 fishing for a frog spawn, and the biggest one, get a mithril spear, which is a drop rate of 1 in 64 from the big frogs, which are level 99 creatures. I fish up some shrimp until I get the required level for the frog spawn. I teleport down and I fish him up. And then there's also the small task of skipping over some stepping stones, which I quickly do. With only the big task remaining, I gear up with some premium bronze armor, and I find some stalagmites to flinch the giant frogs from. I feel like my combat stats are too low for this grind, so I teleport back up and I kill some men and women to boost my stats, and I unlock protect from melee in the process. After many hours and many kills, I get a log bone. Not really the item I was looking for, but sure, it's cool to have. After a week of being sick and not really playing, I finally get the spear I wanted. So, we can finally roll a new chunk. And with there only being 2 options available to roll, we get the ham hideouts. There's quite a few tasks, but they're not too big. Mostly just pickpocketing ham members to get those items. So I go straight down and I pickpocket with the dodgy deals, helping me out a ton. But there is one task which is a bit annoying to get, and that task is cutting a red topaz. Now, the grind to get the crafting levels isn't too much, but apparently it's only a 1 in 1,000 out of searching crates down in the ham hideout. And I think that's a bit too much. So instead, I'm gonna be doing rubies that I got from a random event. So I pickpocket, I cut a lot of jades, and eventually I reached level 34 and I cut some rubies. With that, this chunk is done. We roll a new one next time.